don't think I left that many of you in suspense as to whether or not I would actually follow through after having sat through Stargirl in order to review Hollywood's Stargirl. But I decided that's why I sat through Stargirl, so I would review Hollywood Stargirl. And I'm actually kind of glad I did, because it's better. I know that there are people who are saying it's worse, but I think those people are drunk. So, welcome to my review, and I'm not drunk. I'm sober. I'm a blind film critic, so unless this film just, I don't know, like completely looks like it was shot on, I don't know, a phone from 2002, then, you know, I don't understand the hate for this. So let's get into this Hollywood Stargirl. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time beating a dead horse. The first film was a lot of garbage. The first film also has a completely different vibe. And it's got this thing where like Stargirl's the outsider. First of all, her name is Stargirl, so like you have to like get over that, and then you find out her name's not Stargirl, and everybody's like, what? And, like, she's in this town where everybody treats her like she's, like some anomaly and just a total like weirdo and hippie, and she finds this guy who's just not interesting enough to be a male lead, and they have this teen romance that, of all of the teen films we've ever had, it's like one of the least interesting, and all the characters suck. And there's that girl who is like, I can't believe you brought that bike home, my brother, and we got rid of it, and it's all your fault. And like all of her just story, she's clearly the reason that girl like got run out of town. And then like at the end of the film, they're all talking about like how, like, I wonder, like stories about Stargirl like came and we wondered if she was like an alien or if she ever really even existed. Some people thought about, and it's like, dude, okay, she just moved to Hollywood. That's all she did. So this film, there's no male narrator. there's no Stargirl is the lead of her own story. So they've immediately improved, because the story about a film called Stargirl is finally actually with Stargirl as the protagonist. So she's moved out to Hollywood because her mom, she has a mom now. She's getting lots of character development. Judy Greer, they even got her a good mom. They didn't just like go out on the street and be like, hey, you've been in a commercial before. Come be in this Disney Plus movie. No, they paid Judy Greer to come into this shit and be her mom. So she has like a real mom with like legitimate acting chops. So they pull in Judy Greer for this, so to give Stargirl a mom. And mom's got a job as a costume designer on a movie. That's like been her life's dream. And it's supposedly this job, and it's going to pay for everything, and they won't have to keep moving around, as she promises her daughter. She's like, I promise you'll get to finally finish school at one place, and you'll be able to make friends, and we won't have to move. And it's like, well, I mean, if you had like a career and purpose in life, you wouldn't have to nomad your way to begin with. But she's just nomadic. That's just who she is. She's special. And I mean, when you have a child named Stargirl, I guess that is what it is. So the film kind of just takes a place in this little like area where like Stargirl, and I don't know if it's like a townhouse type situation. I was trying to figure out like how many people really live here, because she obviously lives like above this old guy that's played by Judd Hirsch. They brought Judd Hirsch in. They're getting cast members for the sequel. So they roped in Judd Hirsch. He plays like the crotchety old guy down below, but he'll be useful later in the film, I promise you. And so the woman that gives them the place where Stargirl, her mom, and her little pet rat, who apparently was named Cinnamon. I missed that in the first film. My bad. And they live, I don't know, in the same complex. I don't know if this is like I don't understand the structure. Is there like, how do you have three people in one The audio description failed me, or the film failed me. I didn't understand their living structure. They were like having like a party later on, and I was like, are there other people and they're just not featured in the film? Like, are there other, are they never home? Are they like vacant apartments? Like, I was so confused why only three people, because I was trying to think about, I was like, okay, so if it's is it a triplex? No, then there wouldn't be somebody living below them. I'm way overthinking this, so we're gonna move on because I could do like 20-minute video on just like what is the structure of this facility. But their neighbors are the same ones who leave them and show them around the house, and it's this nice lady, and she's like, I've got kids, and of course, like her kids are like the same age as Stargirl, and about the same age, and one of them really wants to be a film director, and the brother that is actually her age, Evan, he's writing the script with his brother, so they're making this film together. And one night, Evan hears Stargirl singing, doing her thing with her ukulele in her room, and he's like, man, you're really good. And they have a conversation, and Stargirl makes a friend, and then Stargirl works her way into the movie. And then while they're out sort of roaming Los Angeles, they find there was this old, not non-existent, but it's this character that has to exist in order to further the plot of the movie. Singer from back in the LA days, and I guess Stargirl's mom was really into her, and she had a record, and you know, that artist was like, oh, I only ever made one record. Well, you had to have lived in LA in order to get it. And Stargirl's like, well, my mom didn't live in LA. And so, of course, that becomes a thing. Anyway, they had to give Uma Thurman something to do. They got Uma Thurman for this. And so they roped in Uma Thurman to play this aging former rock star. And she also owns this club that is called Forte. I love the musical reference for Loud. She owns a club called Loud. And she loves to drink Shirley Temples, I guess. The film loved to remind me it was Shirley Temples, and I was not convinced. I know that Disney sometimes for audio description likes to work some things in and out. They don't want us to know about certain things, but later on the group was named after them, and then their band was called And the Shirley Temples. And I'm like, there's no, first of all, I think, okay, so Uma Thurman was either playing drunk or she was drunk for the majority of the film, because she was slurring her speech a lot. Sorry, Uma, I love you, but your speech was slurred a lot. And I just saw her Apple Plus series, and there was no slurred speech when she had to do that. So it was either character choice, or she was actually drunk or on something while doing the film. So I know that they were trying to make like a non-alcoholic beverage reference with the Shirley Temple, but when they have Uma Thurman coming around like, well, I thought we gotta, it's like, oh my God, does nobody notice this? Anyway, listen to her speech and tell me what you think. Especially if you're remotely familiar at all with Uma Thurman. It sounds to me a little wasted, a little tipsy. That's my thought on that. But yeah, Uma Thurman's in this, and so Stargirl gets, I don't know, advice from this former rock star, and they go off and they make their movies, and things happen, and it's just like such a better thing. She makes an impact on the old guy, and he's not crotchety anymore. She's nice to him, and she learns his backstory, and everything is just such a better movie. First of all, because everyone in this film is not a shithead like the last film. The last film had a lot of douchebags, and they all treated Stargirl like she was terrible because she was trapped in high school. This film, they talk about how she's in high school, but she doesn't go to school. Like, she just roams town. She even has this form that her mom needs to sign where she, to go to school. But, I mean, every scene that she has is out of school. Like, singing, sitting in her apartment, going out with Evan at the club, something, making this movie. It's all like non-school related, and it's so much better because Stargirl just gets to be Stargirl. I don't remember her ever actually telling Evan what her real name is. Evan is a much better male lead than the last guy. Oh my god. I mean, this dude is actually like legitimately a male lead. He doesn't have like all these hangups and problems, and like he doesn't have shit to work through. He's not, he doesn't have annoying friends that are like, oh, I can't believe you're not spending time with us now that you've got a girlfriend. It's like, oh my god. Everything that was wrong with Stargirl, they fixed in a sequel. Now, if you liked Stargirl and you're like, oh, well, I wanted the exact same thing for Hollywood Stargirl, then first of all, rearrange your priorities in life because you got problems. Nobody should want more of the first film. That was not a good film. First of all, it would be weird. Like, I don't know, what would that... She'd go to like another high school and have another shitty experience with another group of kids. You just want Stargirl to move from city to city and just be made fun of for being weird. Like, what kind of sadist are you? No, luckily Stargirl has a pretty good time in Hollywood. So her cast got better. I mean, I love Giancarlo Esposito as an actor, but damn, I mean, we got Judy Greer, Uma Thurman, and Judd Hirsch in this. So, I mean, we stepped it up. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Is it a perfect film? No. I mean, it's got some, like I said, I don't know what's going on with Uma Thurman in this. And some of the things work out way too easy for Stargirl. But there is some conflict. I like that there's a story to be told for Stargirl finally. Like, instead of her being this like my favorite Martian thing that just like comes into somebody's life, like the Odd Life of Timothy Green, just like appears and then like drifts away. It's like this film is actually centered around her. Finally, you have a film where the film is actually centered around the title character instead of some obnoxious boy. And Evan rotates around Stargirl instead of Stargirl rotating around Evan. So that it's a better film. She's in her own atmosphere. She's not treated like a weirdo throughout the whole film. She's not even that weird. Her music is better. So a subplot of the film is getting her to write original music. So that's cool. I mean, they improved a lot of the things. It's not perfect. It's still a little cheesy, a little I don't know how to put it. There's still that vibe that, I mean, do I ever want to see this movie again? No. But I would recommend it over the first one. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody should watch the first one. This film works without having seen the first one. This film barely references the first film. This film is just like, yeah, I had a school before. Did you have a boyfriend at your last school? Yeah. Cool. That's like all it does. That's all you need to know. Is it references it like 2% of the film is referenced. She's not wondering what happened at the last school for like the entirety of the movie. There aren't any callbacks, no characters drive out to Hollywood. You're not lost at all. This is literally just, if you can just accept that there's a story about a girl who has to move around a lot and she just really wants to place herself in one place, then you can just watch Hollywood Stargirl without ever having to see the first Stargirl. And I would recommend it because the first one sucked. This one doesn't suck. It's not great, but it doesn't suck. As far as the audio description goes, mad props to Disney for maintaining Laura Post as the narrator. I thought that was a nice touch. Other than the fact that I have no idea the concept of what their living situation was, which could be the audio description, it could be the narration. I don't really understand. I didn't understand. I need a diagram of how they live in order to fully be able to understand the situation, because I felt kind of lost every time Stargirl was home and the old guys underneath and then Evan, and I was like, where are the other people? Are there only 3 people? And if so, does someone have a massive bottom? Are they on like the side of a mountain to where there's only like one bottom and two top, or vice versa? What is going on? I don't understand. I'm sorry, I missed that. Maybe it's like really clear to some people, but to me it was not. So so that's Hollywood Stargirl for me. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my grade down. Like I said, it's a huge improvement. It's still not my favorite franchise, my favorite film. I'm not like a huge fan of Grace's voice as Stargirl, so it's not like I can rally around and be like, yay, I get to hear her sing more. Super excited about that. But yeah, there were definitely some things that made a lot of improvement. Judy Greer's got some good moments in there. They even have Al Madrigal in like I would say like a small part. He just kind of like drifts in for like a second, but he's there. So, good. And like I said, Elijah Richardson as Evan, huge improvement. So a lot was improved here, and I wanted to make sure that was reflected in my grade, so that way people know. I feel like I'm slurring my speech. I'm inspired by Uma Thurman. I'm gonna be giving us Paul McRae. Yeah, I've had one too many Shirley Temples before this review. So I'm gonna give Hollywood Stargirl a B minus, which is like I gave Stargirl a D plus. So quite a jump, quite a jump. So let me know what you think about Hollywood Stargirl in the comments. I'm actually glad I did follow through, because man, if I had left the Stargirl franchise with just the first one, it's so rare that the sequel is actually infinitely better than the first, but this one is infinitely better than the first. And the critics who are saying that it's worse, they just want different things from their movies, and I don't know why they would want more of the first movie. I mean, they're two totally different films. Stargirl's life, she's so much happier in the second film. She's not like moping around like she was in the first film. She had so much more shit being thrown at her. It's like, why would you want that for her in a second film? Why would you want more of that? Anyway, like, subscribe, always appreciated. God, I'm so close to 50. MacTheMovieGuy.com, the Audio Description Project, and the adna.org, adna.org. And you can see what else Laura Post has narrated, and maybe you've seen like a lot of things and you're like, that's why her voice is so familiar. But yeah, so good job, Disney Plus. You improved the franchise. And that's it. Until, I guess, Stargirl moves to Paris? I don't know. I don't know where they're going to take this franchise next. I feel like there's going to be a third one, though. I'm calling it right now. There will be a third Stargirl. I feel it in my bones. Even though this film doesn't end in a way where there should be a third one, they'll find a way. So, see you in the third Stargirl.